Um, anything else on the Michigan thing?
No, I'm now waiting for yours. Your stadium signing.
Okay, so let's recap. Let's begin with a recap. This off season, if you'll remember, back in February, give or take, um, West Shore Home spent $50 million over 15 years to become the field naming rights holder at Beaver Stadium. So now it is just, instead of being just Beaver Stadium, it is West Shore Home Field at Beaver Stadium. But that only refers to the field. That's what we were told. That's what we were taught, thought, kind of made to believe. Fast forward as all of these stadium renovations and things are happening. And about a week ago, I saw a picture, which I was very excited about, of I believe it's a Kirk Herbstreit quote of saying the best student section in the country, period, or something like that. I don't know it verbatim, but pretty close to that. And listen, you will not find anybody. I love two things about my Penn State, about three things about my Penn State experience. First being my wife, second being the Daily Collegian, and then the third being Nittanyville. And I
In that order?
no. And we can debate the order later. Um,
Yeah, you will be.
I will be, but one still Anna. Don't worry. But you will find nobody that gets more excited when those little things happen, because that is a cool moment that Penn State is acknowledging the importance of what the student section and what Nittanyville adds and provides. So they go out and then it seems that those letters kind of disappeared for a minute, and were taken off the stadium because some people are reporting that didn't look big enough. And so to fix that, someone somewhere said, "Why don't we just get vinyl stickers and basically put them up there?" I'll superimpose maybe at this point on the podcast, if you're watching on YouTube, the image that was circulating around from Audrey Snyder's Twitter of these temporary signs. First on the first deck says West Shore Home Field at Beaver Stadium, which I have one issue with. The second issue is the fact that the quote was basically just kind of lazily put on there. The story is that they are getting, as BJ Worzen said, replacement letters that are a little bit bigger to replace those initial letters that went on there. And my question is, my conundrum grumble with it is, why are they half-assing it? Why not just wait until those letters are come in to put all of this up? Why do it with this terribly looking made, crappy, slapped together vinyl sticker that says all of this that no one thinks looks good? No one is like, wow, this looks amazing. No, it just looks bad. And I have several issues with it. I'm gonna shut up there. Your thoughts?
I think you are 100% correct.
Okay.
There's no rush to getting it up sooner. I mean, I guess if the contract says your logo is going to be up for all home games, okay, maybe you got to get it up there. But I guess going back to that, I guess I'm surprised that the logo is facing outside the stadium, right? Like, I thought the next step was you sell the field and then you're going to name some gates, right? And make yourself some additional money. It's not going to be gate A or B. It's going to be the Wawa gate and the Sheets gate and the whatever else gate and the Rudders gate and some other gate. So I'm surprised, A, on that from the sponsorship side. And then B, and it's funny how Penn State has gone this way in recent years with ADs and, well, before the ADs, there was very much, we're going to be high class. We're going to be at this level of stuff. We're not going to, going back to the Michigan thing, we're not going to do something until it's done. You're not competing with anyone. Nobody's going into that gate week 3 that probably didn't go in at week 1 for the most part, the student gate. Go ahead and wait a second. Nobody's beating you there unless the West Shore Homes people are like, no, we've got to have our stuff up in week 1. That's the only reason that you rush through, because now you got to pay somebody to take it down after they've already paid them to put it up. Just wait. And I know we don't know all the moving parts, but it feels as if waiting until you could do it correctly, wow, once might be better than, what's that once? And then, okay, here it is the second time.
Well, I think you said a couple things there. First off, You said the two quotes that I was hoping you would say, because you tell me those two quotes all the time. You say nobody's beating us to the stuff that we put up on our blog, right? Like, and I know that that's minor, but that's important. And what's the other thing you always say? What is it? What is better isn't better,
Oh,
or
more isn't better, better is better.
yeah, more isn't better, better is better. And I was thinking about that as was looking at that, because that's what came through. To your point, nobody is beating. There is no rush to put this sign up. And so that's kind of where this like whole my bigger issue with this kind of starts, is because we were told this was a field naming rights deal. That is what is in the press release. That is what is went through and reread it the other day. It's crystal clear. But for them to put the name outside of the stadium, and yes, I know I said it won't matter back then, but it is frustrating, because that's not necessarily what we're sold. And number two, if it is, we're putting it on the stadium in that shape or fashion, then we're leaving money on the table. And that is important, because we could get more money for that as a university, as a football program, athletic program, whatever. And you're selling yourself short. So that was one of my issues with them putting it on there. And we don't, like you said, there are a lot of moving parts. We don't know anything, and it could say that in a contract. But I'm sorry, like, take particularly the line of work that they're in, like, take a little bit of pride in what the work actually looks like, to just get it done right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Is the image you saw, and it everybody can see in the old on social media, is that the final piece? Like, I mean, is that the final piece of the temporary piece, or did you
that
get an
that
image that's in the beginning of this temporary?
that is the final temporary
Okay.
piece.
Oh,
And
then
then
yeah, it looks like. Sorry.
there's another, they're going to do it
Right.
more permanently,
Okay.
the same idea.
I just want to make sure we didn't get an iteration of the temporary. So okay.
No, I think this is the temporary, and it's just, what frustrates me is, like, what is Penn State's landmark? And I think about that, but what are the first three things that come to mind? The Lion Shrine, probably more so number one for me. Number two being Old Main, and number three being Beaver Stadium, right? And probably for most people, it's probably Beaver Stadium, Lion Shrine, and then Old Main, probably in that order. Um, I just think there's an important sacredness to uphold with that, and protecting of that, and it just does not look good. And I know it's easy for us to sit here and rail and pick apart on all of these, but when you're doing something that public and you do something that half-assed, people have a right to call you out on it.
You're not incorrect.
What's that?
You're not incorrect.
Thank you.